The Burj Khalifa, known as the Burj Dubai prior to its inauguration in 2010, is a skyscraper in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. With a total height of 829.8 meters, 2,722 feet, or just over half a mile, and a roof height, excluding antenna, but including a 223 meters spire, of 828 meters, 2,717 feet, the Burj Khalifa has been the tallest structure and building in the world since its topping out in 2009, supplanting Taipei 101, the previous holder of that status. Construction of the Burj Khalifa began in 2004, with the exterior completed 5 years later in 2009. The primary structure is reinforced concrete, and some of the structural steel for the building originated from the Palace of the Republic in East Berlin, the former East German parliament. The building was opened in 2010 as part of a new development called Downtown Dubai. It was designed to be the centerpiece of large-scale, mixed-use development. The decision to construct the building was based in the government's decision to diversify from an oil-based economy, and for Dubai to gain international recognition. The building is named in honor of the ruler of Abu Dhabi and President of the United Arab Emirates, Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan. Abu Dhabi and the UAE government lent Dubai money to pay its debts. The building broke numerous height records, including its designation as the tallest building in the world. Burj Khalifa was designed by a team led by Adrian Smith of Skidmore, Owings and Merrill, the firm that designed the Sears Tower in Chicago, a previous record holder for the world's tallest building. Hyder Consulting was chosen to be the supervising engineer, with Noor Group Consultants International Limited chosen to supervise the architecture of the project. The design is derived from the Islamic architecture of the region, such as in the Great Mosque of Samarra. The Y-shaped tripartite floor geometry is designed to optimize residential and hotel space. A buttressed central core and wings are used to support the height of the building. Although this design was derived from Tower Palace 3, the Burj Khalifa's central core houses all vertical transportation with the exception of egress stairs within each of the wings. The structure also features a cladding system which is designed to withstand Dubai's hot summer temperatures. It contains a total of 57 elevators and 8 escalators. At a certain point in the architectural and engineering process, the original Emaar developers experienced financial problems, and required more money and economic funding. Sheikh Khalifa, the ruler of the United Arab Emirates, granted monetary aid and funding, hence the changing of the name to Burj Khalifa. The concept of profitability derived from building high-density developments and malls around the landmark has proven successful. Its surrounding malls, hotels and condominiums in downtown Dubai have generated the most revenue from the project as a whole, while the Burj Khalifa itself made little or no profit. Critical reception to Burj Khalifa has been generally positive, and the building has received many awards. However, there were numerous complaints concerning migrant workers from South Asia who were the primary building labor force. These centered on low wages and the practice of confiscating passports until duties were complete. On the 28th of March 2011, Alon, Spider-Man, Robert scaled the outside of Burj Khalifa. The climb to the top of the spire took 6 hours. To comply with UAE safety laws, Robert, who usually climbs in free solo style, used a rope and harness. In June 2010, Burj Khalifa was the recipient of the 2010 Best Tall Building Middle East and Africa award by the Council on Tall Buildings and Urban Habitat. On the 28th of September 2010, Burj Khalifa won the award for Best Project of the Year at the Middle East Architect Awards 2010. Construction began on the 12th of January 2004, with the exterior of the structure completed on the 1st of October 2009. The building officially opened on the 4th of January 2010 and is part of the 2 square kilometers, 490-acre downtown Dubai development at the First Interchange, along Sheikh Zayed Road, near Dubai's main business district. The tower's architecture and engineering were performed by Skidmore, Owings and Merrill of Chicago, with Adrian Smith as chief architect, and Bill Baker as chief structural engineer. The primary contractor was Samsung C&T of South Korea, together with local company Arabtech and the Belgian group BESIX. The tower was designed by Skidmore, Owings and Merrill, SOM, which also designed the Willis Tower, formerly the Sears Tower, in Chicago and the One World Trade Center in New York City. Burj Khalifa uses the bundled tube design of the Willis Tower, invented by Fazlur Rahman Khan. Due to its tubular system, proportionally only half the amount of steel was used in the construction, compared to the Empire State Building. Khan's contributions to the design of tall buildings have had a profound impact on architecture and engineering. It would be difficult to find any worldwide practices in the design of tall buildings that have not been directly or indirectly influenced by his work. The design is reminiscent of Frank Lloyd Wright's vision for the Illinois, a mile-high skyscraper designed for Chicago, as well as Chicago's Lake Point Tower. When Adrian Smith was conceiving the project at SOM, he looked out his office window toward Lake Point Tower's curved three-wing layout and thought, "There's the prototype." According to Strabala, Burj Khalifa was designed based in the 73-floor Tower Palace 3, an all-residential building in Seoul. In its early planning, Burj Khalifa was intended to be entirely residential. The tower was constructed by Samsung C&T from South Korea, which also did work on the Petronas Twin Towers and Taipei 101. Samsung C&T built the tower in a joint venture with BESIX from Belgium and Arabtech from the UAE. Turner was the project manager on the main construction contract. Hong Kong-based Far East Aluminum combined to provide the exterior cladding for Burj Khalifa. The contractor and the engineer of record was Hyder Consulting. Under UAE law, the contractor and the engineer of record is jointly and severally liable for the performance of Burj Khalifa. The primary structure is reinforced concrete. Putzmeister created a new, super high-pressure trailer concrete pump, the BSA 14000 SHPD, for this project. Burj Khalifa's construction used 330,000 cubic meters, 431,600 QYD, of concrete and 55,000 tons, 61,000 short tons, 54,000 long tons, of steel rebar, and construction took 22 million man-hours. In May 2008, Putzmeister pumped concrete with more than 21 MPa ultimate compressive strength of gravel to surpass the 600 meters weight of the effective area of each column from the foundation to the next fourth level, and the rest was by metal columns jacketed or covered with concrete to a then world record delivery height of 606 meters, 1,988 feet, the 156th floor. 3 tower cranes were used during construction of the uppermost levels, each capable of lifting a 25-ton load. The remaining structure above was constructed of lighter steel. In 2003, 33 test holes were drilled to study the strength of the bedrock underlying the structure. Weak to very weak sandstone and siltstone was found, just meters below the surface. Samples were taken from test holes drilled to a depth of 140 meters, finding weak to very weak rock all the way. The study described the site as part of a seismically active area. Another challenging element was the shamal, which often creates sandstorms. The Emaar New Year's Eve fireworks celebration originated in 2010 with the inauguration of the world's tallest building, Burj Khalifa. The celebration was broadcast live to more than 2 million people and lasted for 3 minutes. An accompanying sound and light show was choreographed by the Dubai Fountain. Since 2011, the broadcasting rights have been held by Dubai Media Incorporated, DMI, and Dubai TV. The event is also broadcast live around the world. In 2017 and 2018, Emaar New Year's Eve was broadcast live on Twitter and YouTube. In 2020, it was broadcast live for the first time on Zoom.